All right, welcome back everybody. Pretty excited. We're going to do a little bit of outdoor cooking today using the Dutch Cowboy cast iron Dutch oven 12-inch large that I just refurbished the other day. We're going to do beef stroganoff. Ingredients. You're going to need noodles. You'll cook those inside. We'll do those later inside, but you'll need some beef. I went with beef sirloin tips that I'm going to cut up into cubes. You need flour, salt, pepper, butter, sour cream, some chicken broth, of course mushrooms. We're gonna need some onion and a little garlic. So I'll walk you through step by step. All right, so one of the first things we're going to want to do is cut up our meat. The tenderloin, beef sirloin tips are the way to go. I cut these down to about an inch, a half-inch thick, and went with the grain. I have about a pound and a half. Taking 3 tablespoonfuls of flour, salt, and pepper. And now what we're going to do is we're going to put the meat in a bag and just kind of coat these with a little bit of this flour, salt, and pepper mixture. Delicious. This is one of my favorite dishes. Give it a good shake. Not too heavy on the flour. All right, so I'm gonna stick this in the fridge. Let's get the grill and the fire going. All right, so the next thing you gotta do is get your cooking ready. I'm heating up my coals using my chimney starter. That's a 12-inch stove that I'm gonna use, oven. So there's 2 different methods. There's baking and there's frying and roasting. With baking, which we're not doing, you would go with twice the diameter of coals as there is for the oven, with 3/4 of those going on the top, the rest on the bottom. We're going straight frying, roasting. So we're gonna do, it calls for the same number, 12, right underneath. I'll probably do 15, 16. I get about 20 coals in there getting ready. So we'll get ready to cook in a minute. So usually, if you were going to use this for just your Weber charcoal grill, you'd fill that puppy all the way up. We'll do some grilling at some other point in time, but I'm excited to try out the lodge again. Cleaned it out, de-rusted it, seasoned it. So we're going to let these coals get good and hot, and then we will get all of our delicious ingredients. The process is this. Basically, you take your butter. I'm going with a 1/2 cup, full stick. See, this is how we're going for a pound and a half. A pound and a half should feed 8 people. You're going to put your butter in first. Let that melt, and then you're going to brown up your meat. So the meat's browned up, we're going to throw in our onions and garlic and saute those in there. And then from there, it's just a combination of flavoring. We're going to add our chicken broth and our mushrooms, We're going to let it simmer. We're going to reduce the heat. I'll show you how to do that. There's a lot of different ways. I'm just going to move the oven. But we're going to reduce it, simmer it for 25 minutes. And then while we do that, we'll get the noodles going inside. Final step will be to put the sour cream in. All right, can't wait. All right, so we're trying to heat it up. One thing to note, there is no perfect science in terms of your temperature regulation when you're cooking outside with cast iron. What's happening in late March, early April is going to be a lot different than what's going on in July. So it's a little bit, a little cool today, not too bad. But let's see. We'll give it a hand touch here. It's definitely heating up. And all I did was I just put the coals right in a pile. I went with all of them just to get the heat going. Now in June or July, that could be a different story. So we're about ready to cook. All right, so let's see if we get a sizzle when we put the butter in. Oh yeah. She's leaning a little bit to the back. We'll try to adjust for that. Rock under there. I like to use the chimney starter to just keep that lid nice and clean rather than putting it on the ground. So I'm going to let that butter melt up a little bit, and then we're going to put the beef in. All right. So, get some backup coals going. You always want to have some backup ones just in case. It's a little chilly today, so we'll do that. We definitely have a nice melt. So now we're going to get our meat on. Sorry about the cameras, guys. I'm going to brown this up. Alright, so I'm going to put the lid back on that. It'll heat up. It's getting there. I'll check back in a few minutes. Some more coals going. Alright, so you gotta make an adjustment, make it. So we're gonna turn the heat up. The butter melted, but I don't have the right temperature for frying it. So we're gonna get these coals going and take some of those and turn the heat up. Get this cook going. Alright, the wind is kicking up a little bit. Threw a couple more coals under there. Turn the heat up. Now let's see how we're doing. Oh yeah. Browning this meat up. Good quality sirloin. You don't want beef stroganoff to be some crappy piece of meat anyway, right guys? Use your best judgment. That's what I like. It's never failed me. beef sirloin tips cut into 1-inch, half-inch cubes. I'm gonna go ahead and put my onion and garlic in there right now. I know there's some red pieces there, but I'm gonna use this cold power while we have it. I'm gonna let this saute for about 5 minutes. Oh yeah. Always have some bench player coals going, guys, when you're cooking with coal and the Dutch. Alright, we'll check back in a minute. Alrighty, so we're gonna check this out. We're browning the meat, we're sauteing the garlic and the onion. I just hit 20 subscribers. Very excited. Miss Cheryl says it must be because people are very bored. But hopefully you find these somewhat entertaining as well as useful. Okay, let's see what we got going. Ooh, we have magic. There's magic in the air. I wish you were here to smell this right now. I really do. So, we're gonna give this a stir. Still get some reserve coals. It's browned up. That stuff is sauteed. Some people put water in theirs, but I don't know why you would water down anything delicious. So we're just gonna go all chicken broth. People might be asking, why don't you use beef broth? Right? This is what tastes better with beef stroganoff, all right? That's all I can tell you. I'm not gonna turn the heat down. I'm adding a lot of content here into the refurbished stove. So we'll do the chicken broth and we'll put in our mushrooms. Oh yeah. All right. So we're gonna let this puppy simmer. Gotta get it back up to a simmer first. All right. Might have to get some more coals going too. Checking on the rebound. Okay, let's check on it. See what's going on. See if we have to turn the heat up a little bit. The beautiful thing is, we're slow cooking. I'm not going to turn the heat up dramatically. I'm going to turn it up just a touch. This is simmering real nice. I could wait. I think I might Put like 4 or 5 coals. Oh, that's gonna be so good. All right, we're at the finish line here for our beef stroganoff. Last phase of this process is to get our sour cream in for a couple minutes, let it slowly melt in. It's looking good. All right, so Bear's obviously thirsty. We're gonna get our dinner going for everybody. We're gonna get that noodle plate. We already have it going.
Oh, that's all I need.
That's all you need?
Yep, thank you.
All right, so. Oh, God. I wish you could smell this, everybody. Oh, good Lord. Cheryl has to be the first to taste and give us a verbal verdict.
Little more. Are there mushrooms?
Yes, there are.
Perfect. No, that's good. Thank
All right. Let's hear the feedback.
you. Okay.
Jack, you want a plate? Come on over. Hold on. Try some of the meat.
It's good. It's not your best, but it's good.
Is this off?
I'm just like, I went epic Viking, reseasoning and de-rusting the Dutch oven. It's not my best, but it's good. So I guess that's probably like the 1985 Celtics or something. Oh, yeah, Jack. Let's see what Jack says. All right. So Jack, I'm gonna have you. You got a fork and everything? Grab a fork and a spoon.
I don't want to be on camera.
Well, you already are. Just want to hear your voice. All we can see are your hands. Don't worry. I've talked to your lawyer. Oh yeah. Come on, bring
A
your
little.
bowl.
No, I'll do it. I don't want to be on the YouTube thing.
Well, you are. Let me know how it is. Cheryl? Wow. All right. Well, anyway, I think it came out the balls. I don't care what Cheryl and Jack say. Let's go.